The Unsolved Murder of Tammy Jo Alexander, the true story behind the Caledonia Jane Doe case. This is the story of a young girl who vanished from the warmth of Florida and ended up in a cold, lonely cornfield in upstate New York. For 35 years, no one knew her name. She was just Caledonia Jane Doe, a mystery buried in an unmarked grave. But her name was Tammy Jo Alexander, and she mattered. Her story deserves to be told with truth, care, and heart. Tammy Jo Alexander was born on November 2nd, 1963, in Atlanta, Georgia. She grew up in Brooksville, Florida, in a house that wasn't safe. Her mother, Barbara, battled a serious addiction to prescription drugs and suffered from emotional instability. Her stepfather wasn't much better. Tammy's half-sister, Pamela Dyson, said it best. Tammy ran away to escape the chaos. By the time she was a teenager, Tammy had started hitchhiking with her friend Laurel. They even made it all the way to California once. But no matter how far she went, the feeling of not belonging seemed to follow. Eventually, Tammy just vanished. Her family never heard from her again. Her mother assumed the worst, even listing Tammy as deceased in her obituary. Her half-sister, Pamela, always hoped Tammy had started a new life, maybe one filled with peace, love, and a family of her own. But that wasn't the case. On the cold morning of November 10th, 1979, a farmer in Caledonia, New York, found a body in his cornfield near the Genesee River. At first, he thought it was a hunter, but when he got closer, he saw a teenage girl, fully clothed, lifeless, and alone. She had been shot twice, once in the head and once in the back. There were no signs of sexual assault. Her pockets had been turned inside out. No ID, no name. Just red clothing and 2 keychains dangling from her pants. One said, "He who holds the key can open my heart." Police named her Caledonia Jane Doe. They believed she was between 13 and 19 years old. She had light brown, shoulder-length hair with highlights growing out, brown eyes, freckles, and acne. Her toenails were painted coral. Tan lines on her body suggested she'd come from a sunny place, maybe Florida, Arizona, or Southern California. But a heavy rain, the night she died, washed away most of the forensic evidence. The trail went cold. Years passed, then decades, but one man refused to let the case go cold. Sheriff John York, one of the original deputies who found her, kept the investigation alive for over 30 years. New technology gave them new clues. Isotope testing, pollen analysis, and a facial reconstruction helped narrow down where she might have come from. Still, they didn't know who she was until one woman started asking questions. In 2014, Pamela Dyson, Tammy's half-sister, filed a new missing persons report. She and one of Tammy's old friends had been looking for her. Around that same time, Carl Koppelman, a volunteer forensic artist, saw the facial reconstruction of Caledonia Jane Doe and thought it looked like missing teen Tammy Alexander. DNA testing confirmed it in January 2015. The girl in the cornfield was Tammy Jo Alexander. Tammy was just 16 years old when she was murdered. She'd been seen shortly before her death at a diner in nearby Lima, New York, eating with an older man. Police never identified him. Serial killer Henry Lee Lucas once falsely confessed to her murder in 1984, but his statement didn't match the facts. To this day, her killer remains unknown. But we do know this: Tammy mattered. She wasn't just Jane Doe. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend. She loved the sun. She painted her toenails. She dreamed of something better. Tammy's killer is still out there. Someone knows something. Maybe you do. Maybe someone you know once passed through New York in the fall of 1979 with a young girl from Florida. If you have any information, no matter how small, please contact the Livingston County Sheriff's Office. And if you believe stories like Tammy's deserve to be told and remembered, please share this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more true unsolved cases that matter. Tammy Jo Alexander, you are not forgotten.